Hi and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Fender Player 2 Modified Strat, the SSS version. Now I've got a lot of light in here right now. This is the Dusk color. Before we get into anything else, I want to talk about this particular color. You can see some tinge of purple. I have an overhead light, I have a light coming in from over here, and I have a ring light over here. Getting this thing to show any purple is really hard. What they show you in the pictures, I don't know how they're lighting it. The only way I could get it to show the purple really at all was to put a flashlight to it. So if you want this to look purple, it's the wrong guitar for you. This is very much going to look black. In stage lighting, maybe it'll look more purple. But really the only way I can see if I can get the purple to show up good enough here. See that dark purple right there in the reflection of the light? If you hit it with a flashlight, you will see the purple like that. And it does look good. It's just getting it to show up at all has really been difficult. So that's a shame. But anyhow, they have some other interesting colors. I don't know if the yellow and the green is going to be everyone's taste, but at least there is something out there that's a little different. But the Player 2 Modified. If you like the Player 2, you'll probably like this, unless you just don't like the changes. Still got the alder body, still got the maple neck, rosewood, or maple fretboard, depending on what you get. 22 medium jumbo frets, 25.5-inch scale, 9.5-inch radius, 1.65 nut. The nut is now Tusk, so that's always a nice upgrade. You still have the front having the gloss on it, but you have the satin urethane on the neck. But you now have locking tuners. Down here, the biggest changes are going to be the electronics. You do have changes to the trim. We have steel block saddles and what's called a chamfered block. What it means, instead of squaring off at the bottom, it comes down like this and then down. It allows for a little more travel room when using the bar. So for a lot of people, that'll probably be nice. You still have all your standard contours, but for the electronics, we have noiseless pickups, Player 2 noiseless, and I know not everyone likes noiseless. They seem to be using them a lot more lately. I didn't have a problem with the player pickups. I've played this, sounds pretty good. So the pickups are going to be your preference. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. As far as the electronics go, though, we do have treble bleed now, and we have a push-pull on your tone 2, and that engages the neck pickup into positions 1 and 2. So including your normal 5 positions, if you engage the push-pull, position 1 now gives you neck and bridge. Position 2 now gives you all 3 pickups. So a few more voicing options there. And that's, the treble bleed's really nice when you roll it down. You keep your highs. So that's a great feature. So realistically, they took some of the best things from the Player Plus, in my opinion, and brought it over here. The Player Plus had noiseless. Again, that's a wash. But it's got the ability to push-pull. It's got block saddles, which I think are a little more modern looking. It had the locking tuners. But the thing I didn't like about the Player Plus really was the 12-inch radius. I missed the 9.5, so I'm glad this has the 9.5. So it doesn't really play any different to me than the Player 2 that I have. It feels very much the same when I play them. Now, I'm sure if you start getting into the heavy use of the bar, it might feel a little bit different, not positive. But overall, it doesn't play that much different. You might feel different because of the block saddles instead of the other ones to some people, depending on how their hand rests. But for me, the playing experience was very much the same. Going from this to my Player 2, it pretty much feels like the same guitar. Very comfortable. So, can't say anything about that. These are a couple $100 more than the Player 2. That's your locking tuners, your Graphtec nut. Maybe you can say the pickups. But you do have the treble bleed and the push-pull. So that's going to put a little extra money into it. Whether or not that's worth it, that's completely up to the buyer. I've said it many times. Fender's a little overpriced. Even one of the Squires is overpriced. But Fenders are a bit overpriced, I think. But if you're looking at a Fender and you're looking at the player line, this is a good guitar. If you like all these features, I personally don't care if it has locking tuners. I don't care if it has block saddles. I don't care if it has the extra features. I like the treble bleed, but even that, I'm not a big deal. I add it in guitars if I want it. I was fine with the Player 2 the way it was, but I tend to like a more vintagey looking Strat. If you take a look, we're not going to do a real comparison, but the Player 2, it has the vintage style saddles. It had vintage style tuners. And for me, and it looks a little more vintagey. Wow, this thing looks a lot redder with all this extra light. Wow. That's the hot coral. It usually looks closer to Fiesta red. That's how much light I have in this room, guys. I'm actually getting hot from all the light on me. So, to me, this is exactly what it says. It's a modified Player 2. They really could have called it a Player 2 Modern. But let's go ahead and hear it. I did forget to mention, it comes in a gig bag, and it's a pretty nice little gig bag. And you also get your little bag with your wrenches, your whammy bar, your sticker. And other than that, you get the guitar. It's set up great. The action's really nice on this. It's really comfortable. The fretwork on this is very good. There's no problems, no snagging or anything. They're not highly polished, but they are fairly polished. There's no grinding or anything. Hey, there's some of that purple showing up. There we go. But look at my pick guard. Look how bright that is to get that purple. It's a shame. I was really hoping it was going to have a nice purple color to it. Okay, so it's a more expensive player with some features that a lot of players wanted. The locking tuners, block saddles, addition to the electronics. And the noiseless, again, that's a wash. It just depends on the person. But the treble bleed, the push-pull, a lot of people are going to like that. Definitely people are going to like the locking tuners. It's something a lot of players like. So it's just what it says it is. It's a modified player too. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, please click like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to stay notified. Leave me some comments and suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, keep playing.